Parler has announced its official relaunch a month after it was shut down in the wake of the January 6th Capitol riots. The conservative social media site delivered the news in a statement obtained on Monday but did not disclose where its relaunched site is being hosted. Parler, the world's #1 free speech social media platform with over 20 million users, is announcing its official relaunch today. Built on sustainable, independent technology and not reliant on so-called big tech for its operations, the Parler's relaunch, open to Americans of all viewpoints, is available. The statement also included a quote from Parler's new interim CEO Mark Meckler, who stepped in after the previous chief executive, founder Mark Meckler, was fired earlier this month. Parler was built to offer a social media platform that protects free speech and values privacy and civil discourse, Meckler said. When Parler was taken offline in January by those who desire to silence tens of millions of Americans, our team came together, determined to keep our promise to our highly engaged community that we would return stronger than ever. We're thrilled to welcome everyone back. Parler is being run by an experienced team and is here to. We will thrive as the premier social media platform dedicated to free speech, privacy, and civil dialogue. Apple, Google and Amazon banned Parler from their app stores days after the Capitol siege due to a failure to moderate egregious content posted by users in connection with the virus. On January 19, Parler reappeared with the help of the Russian-owned web security. Parler's domain name is now registered with Epic Incorporated, a website services company based in Sammamish, Washington, according to public records made available by Internet Regulator. Epic is also the domain registrar for Gab, another less restrictive social networking site popular with the. In Monday's announcement, Parler said the platform would only be available to existing users in the first week of the relaunch. New users will be available to sign up beginning next week. Share this article. Share Meckler, an attorney, political activist and founder of the Tea Party Patriots, was brought on to help with the relaunch by Republican mega-donor Rebecca Mercer, one of the app's key financial backers who owns a majority. Meckler, the former CEO, spoke out against Mercer last week, accusing her of stabbing him in the back by pushing Parler's board to fire him. Speaking to Axios on HBO, the 27-year-old claimed that he was fired after trying to ban QAnon conspiracy theories and crack down on white supremacists. I feel like it was a stab in the back by somebody that I thought I knew. And so for me, I would never do business with her again, Meckler said. I thought I knew her. She invited my family on trips with them and everything. I thought that she was, generally speaking, I thought she was being. And then she just abruptly has her people fire me and doesn't even talk to me about it. Parler experienced a surge in users after Twitter banned Donald Trump amid pressure to curb incendiary speech following the Capitol riots, which also saw the then-president barred from Facebook. Meckler has previously said Trump contemplated joining Parler under a pseudonym. He told Axios on HBO that any potential deal with Trump was a lose-lose scenario. I didn't like the idea of working with Trump because he might have bullied people inside the company to do what he wanted. But I was worried that if we didn't sign a deal, he might have been vengeful and told his followers to leave Parler. Meckler says it has since emerged that Trump was reportedly in talks to acquire a 40% stake in Parler in exchange for him agreeing to post on the social media app. Meckler and two other Parler advisors met at Mar-a-Lago in June to discuss that. He did not mention that meeting during his Axios interview despite talking about that. It comes as House Democrats asked that Parler hand over a list of investors and creditors in the wake of news that Trump was offered a stake. These negotiations reportedly occurred while President Trump was still in office. House Oversight Committee Chair Carolyn Maloney wrote in a letter to Parler Chief Operating Officer Jeffrey Wernick. Maloney specifically asked for stakeholders with direct or indirect ownership interests in any entity that Parler owes $10,000. In the wake of his Meckler's firing and the bitter fallout, Parler investor Dan Bongino publicly slammed the ousted CEO as a liar. In a statement to DailyMail.com, Bongino slammed Meckler's comments about his firing as inaccurate and Bongino, a conservative podcast host and commentator, said that Meckler had difficulty reconciling guidelines enforcement on the one hand, and free expression. We intend to demonstrate that there is no conflict between these, because the free exchange of ideas requires the exclusion of threats of violence. In a separate Facebook live stream, Bongino said, the relationship with Parler and the CEO did not work out because the CEO's vision was not out. Everybody clear on that? Our vision was crystal clear. This site was going to be a free speech platform or it was going to be nothing. The vision of the company as a free speech platform was mine and the two other owners, and we were resolutely committed to that. We could have been up in a week, If we had just bent the knee and followed all the ridiculous apologetics to become a heavy moderation site to the left, we don't want garbage on our site either, and we took the proper steps to do that, but we were a free speech. Bongino also hinted that terrible decisions were made under Motz's leadership that led to the site being taken offline, without offering further detail. We needed to get up and fight back. Some terrible decisions were made in the past, that led us to getting put down by Amazon and others.